All right, everybody. So this is going to be the second check-in. It was about 2 weeks later with Wilden and his progress on his account. Um, I don't, I don't really remember what we talked about. He's a returning player. I remember that part. He was trying to get back into the game, and he just needed a little bit of direction. I don't remember the goals and the direction we set up. Is there any way you could refresh my memory really quickly on what we actually set you up with?
Yeah, so basically I returned with like 1490s ish, and when we did the video, I was like around 1510s. Slayer was 1495, I think.
Oh wow, so you've made a lot of progress actually in 2 weeks.
Shadowhunter was like 1505 or 7. I didn't have Paladin before.
Oh my
I
god,
went
now I
to
kind of
video.
remember. Yep. So I've
Yeah,
did we delete that character? Or did we just drop him out of the front six?
no, I just dropped the sixth character to my second roster.
Nice. Can I see that real quick? I just want to see
Yeah.
what that character was that you had to basically replace, which is a lot.
Yeah, I also worked on second roster bit. So it was, I think, Scrapper.
It was the scrapper. Now, do you feel? Go back to your main page. Do you feel that before we even get into it, right? Because this is good progression, and we're going to talk about your progression. Do you feel that the goals and the breakdown that we did last time actually helped you achieve what you wanted to achieve?
Yeah, I think it motivated me a little bit even, and I just focused on getting all these characters to 1540. I honed
So I
my
do see you
main.
went to
Uh,
1560, and if I remember, we said we weren't going to do that.
yeah, but I couldn't help
Resist
myself.
it, yeah.
Yeah,
You do understand why I said not to. Remember, right?
yeah, but I think it was kind of worth it because I used the event books only,
Well,
the
also,
white books.
hard mode Brel now. The four gates isn't that bad,
Yeah,
right? So you're doing all four gates.
I wasn't doing hard mode this week, but just did it normal.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to see if you remember, like the reason we said not to go for 1460 was because the real rewards
Yeah.
don't come till 80, so you might as well just park. But I respect it. I respect it. You still did your own thing. That you listened to it to a degree and then still applied what you wanted out of it. So go ahead. No, continue.
Yeah, so I honed
Start going
Destroyer
into
because
some of
I
these
had some.
characters too, so we can see where their bounds are at.
All right.
So you honed the destroyer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I honed him because I had some extra gold. Then I did the build on him, 5 times 3 plus 1.
I remember seeing
Uh,
that actually. It looked really
yeah, yeah.
strong.
I did the same build on Balancer, and then I had the Paladin
Oh
build
wait,
as
that's
well.
right. You didn't have like any builds. Like or you did, but you didn't have a lot of them. So you had to gear these characters too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean I had like 5 times 3 builds, but they weren't like anything special.
How did the
Like
Slayer turn out? Because if I remember correctly, you didn't have that with her.
I actually did have 5 times 3 build, but she was 1495, so I had to put a lot of resources into her.
Okay. Now,
Also,
did you spend any money to get to this point in the last 2 weeks? That's important.
no, not. I think
Wow.
I bought like some shards, these like packages for 500. I
Okay.
bought some of these, few. But other than that, it was like farm gold.
Grindy. Yeah,
And
yeah, no, just it's a refer it's a part of the data, right? Part of the metrics.
yeah,
All right, so let's click into some of these characters. Like, let's get into it. So, remember, we're gonna make a series out of this video, so we're here to just set up some more goals moving forward, right? It seems
yeah,
like
yeah.
you hit all of your goals. I don't actually remember what the goals were, but it does seem like you hit all of them, except for maybe a couple more 1540s. But you're respecting the natural order, is what it looks like. You're taking your time instead of rushing it, right?
Yeah, the goals were basically you told me to get 1540s, like as many as possible, or as close to for 1540s as possible. Of course, I couldn't get Slayer and Shadowhunter because they're still waiting for Braille pieces. They're still missing, I think, weapon.
And I know you were supposed to drop the scrapper. It was supposed to take you 2 weeks. You actually, if I remember correctly, did it like day one of the goals.
Oh yeah, I really hated the Scrapper. And to be honest, I quite like
Click
Paladin.
in, click
It's a
into
very
the
nice build.
paladin. Like go into him. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what you got going. This is the important aspect. You know what I mean? Like we wanna
Yeah.
break this stuff down.
Well, I don't think he has many resources because I pushed him to
It's
1520.
okay. We can show off his build.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying the raid changes?
Yeah. At first it was kind of rough because people were like really bad, and a lot of people who were doing only gate 1 and gate 2 barrel now started doing 3
1 to
gates.
3. Yep.
Yeah. So they were like terrible. But if you found it, if you take your time and get some decent groups, it's
Oh,
faster, I
you're
guess.
broke.
Yeah.
400,000 gold, silver, and fucking. All right,
Yeah.
flashes inventory is engravings. I'm only trying to rush this because again I have work in 2 hours, so I actually have stuff I have to still do too, right? Okay, so I mean he's coming
So,
along nice. He's actually almost got his whole set too.
yeah, still missing
Really good
last one.
stats too.
Yeah.
Could work on some of the quality on the armor, but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know on boys much.
Screw the weapon, but yeah, the armors if you
Yeah.
can get them into the blue range, that's always nice. Um, okay, great quality on your jewelry. Solid
Just basic,
gems.
basic,
Yeah,
basic
solid gems.
gems. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next character. You said he has no bounds, right? Do you want to flash his bounds real quick just so we can see where he is at? I'm assuming he's got like 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
this.
but legit nothing. Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Now, have you been able to get your content done? Like I remember that was part of the conversation we had too. Have you had an easier time kind of doing what you got to do? Yeah, look at that.
Yeah. I can show you. Yeah. So I did everything here. I finally started doing Kangle. Also, 1560 kind of helped getting into groups, to be honest. But I found static for other 2 runs, so here I didn't do it actually this week because he got very like recently I got him to 1540. But I did Kangle on Zerker too.
The week's not over yet.
Yeah, I might still do it. And yeah, basically did kind of everything.
All right, so click into some of these characters. Now, what do you want to do moving forward? Because that's kind of what we're really here for. So click into another character. As we talk about it, let's go through the characters and see what you have.
Yeah, so let's go share one.
So I'm thinking maybe this week you get the other 1540s.
Next week. I did all the draws here.
Fair. Not when I say this week, I'm assuming that we're already past Wednesdays. That's fair. Like, let's assume that this is a completed week. This is your second completed week since we made the goals, right?
Yeah, next week Shadowhunter will be 1540.
So we'll set it up like this. We'll say that this was week 1 and 2. You've accomplished what you wanted to, and then next week will be 3 and 4. So we'll set up 3 and 4 week 3, 4 goals.
And Slayer is kind of new, so
Flash
she's
the bounds.
like 2 weeks.
Okay.
She has also no bounds because I also.
Oh, you're honing. Yeah, you're tapping as you go. You need to, this next week. This is me being really honest with you. This next week, I just want you to farm. You might be able to get one of these characters to 1540. Yeah. You can probably push one of these characters to 1540 by putting all the event stuff into that one character, right, in your daily logins. But just take a week to farm, all right? That's it's going to be your main goal this week is to take a back seat and just take your time, farm up some good resources, and then do it again the week 4. Week 4 will be your unload again. Okay, so go to your next character. You didn't overdo it. You kind of did exactly what I want people to do, which is use your resources. Fucking spend them. There's no reason to sit on piles of gold unless you actually are an investor. Like, unless you're like Grazo. Like, Grazo has an argument to sit on bulk of gold because he knows where the market's shifting. Right? Anybody who can read the trends and doesn't need one of us to kind of tell them where the trends are going, you should sit on gold because you can make capitalizations. But for the people like that guy, Brother Chris, that we all watch, right? For like the people like him who can't actually interpret the market and think that it's non-interpretable or can't actually read it, they probably shouldn't sit on a lot of gold because they're better off putting their gold into guaranteed returns than trying to play the market when they don't know how to. All right, so pretty good. And this character, same thing, just needs a couple of weeks, you said? Can we flip to that? No, you actually don't need a couple of weeks. If you do a 1 to 4, I hate to say it, like the 1 to 4s give you a lot now. Food for thought. So consider doing the Bro 1 to 4 next week.
Yeah, I was actually considering doing that, so I might do it next week.
And if you haven't done 4 this week, consider doing 4 this week, which is now 6.
If I will have enough time this week, but
just saying it. That's all. I'm just throwing it out there, right? Okay, next character. Bam. All right, to the next one. So I would actually argue that your Shadowhunter is probably the character you should push this next week. Because you can get one more to 1540 in this next week and still farm a ton of resources. I would actually say do a lot of Chaos Dungeons this next week. Like week 3, do a ton of your chaos dungeons. It's the best value for silver and everything. Maybe a lot of your low pangs, like because that's where you're gonna really hurt. Obviously, do your gold farming content, but you'll have plenty of time, I think, to do all of it.
Yeah, I should be able to do it. But yeah, cows are definitely gonna be my main concern because I'm broke.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's why
sadly.
you gotta farm. Okay, he's in a pretty good spot. You have a mess though. You really need to organize that. Oh, he's your trade skill guy.
Yeah, I'm doing trade skill now.
That makes sense. Smart, the Zerker, right? Like,
Yeah, he's fast.
yeah, 100.
Smart.
That's what we did back in the day too. Actually, it's part of my jumpstart advice actually that I'm giving right now is to get spirit absorption on as the second engraving that they get, so they can move around quicker until they start getting the island charms. But go to you have 2 legendary shovels in a minute. Wow, you're built, dude. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, that's
but
actually impressive.
they are garbage, so I was quite
So what?
unlucky.
At least you got them, right? It's okay.
Well, yeah.
They're not garbage. Like they're still decent. They're just not great, right?
Well, really, shovels are garbage. So
Okay. So next character. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm rushing this, but we kind of already know what you want to do, right? You're going to basically grind this next week. You know, that second half roster, you could maybe get more than the 1490. Like, that's not a bad accomplishment. And then, honestly,
yeah, I'm
once
waiting for shards on
week
second
4,
roster.
come week 4, right? This is the truth. Come week 4, once you have all these characters to 1540, your main 6, I would actually recommend trying to do at least one of those characters to 2 of those characters their raid every week. Because remember, you get the free chest after you've done 6 of your gold lockouts, and get them to 1520. Only because it's basically free. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying hone the pieces a ton. I'm saying get all their pieces, then hone them just to 1520 because it's next step up or an upgrade for your alts. It's totally worth it. And then we'll talk about goals with them even further. But just keep that in mind. That's all. And because what we're going to be doing once you get these characters to 1540, we're going to be trying to push that main destroyer to 1580. We're going to be literally dumping your account's resources into one character to get him up. So that's what we're getting
that was
towards.
kind of my next question. If you would recommend going only with destroyer to 1580,
After
or if
week
I should
4,
if I should choose like 3
no, do
characters
not,
and go 1560.
do not, one at a time. One at a time. Can you go to the Legion Commander shop and I'll explain to you why. So the Legion Commander shop, they actually took out the Brawl books and the Mayhem Clown books, right? So go to the Mayhem and Phantom. They took out the Oh no, you still have yours. How come I don't have mine? I like reached my limit forever, I guess. I can't buy those books anymore. So I was gonna say something to you that's actually a lie. I guess I don't know why I can't buy them. I'm not kidding. My shop does not have those anymore for some reason. They took them out for me, and I don't know why.
Yeah, but these books are kind of useless anyway.
They're not
They're
though.
only
Not for your alts. Not for your alts.
they are only for second roster.
True. Second round. Well, that's why they're so important. You buy them over time. Like you have 570 of those tokens. Oh, you have.
Yeah.
Wait, hold up. You have a ton of materials in here too. Whoa.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for
All right.
select pack. I wanna buy select pack.
Okay. I would argue that that's not your best first decision because you're going to be doing Brawl for a while. But that's okay. I would really argue getting the resources first because are you even close to getting your lost? Either all lost one cliff, LOS. Like, are you even close to it?
Well,
Is that card just going to sit there in an inventory? Is what I'm getting at. If that's the case, please don't do that. Please don't do that. We can push your account further ahead faster if you listen to me and you don't do that.
Yeah. I just
Don't buy the
to
books.
have those select packs in inventory, so I don't need to.
But that's a waste. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I guess yeah.
No, not I guess. I admit, because it is. It's fundamentally. I promise you, you will get enough coupons to get it eventually. This is literally what I preach to people. Everybody who got those selection cards first or did things like that, I've always kind of crapped on them. Why? Because it just doesn't make any sense. Eventually, you're gonna get it. Eventually, I got it. No, don't. I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying do that. I actually, because I don't know if you're gonna make more
just
characters.
checking the price.
Yeah. Where we're going to go, because we can actually maybe push your characters faster than I thought, because look at those materials you have, the Great Honors. Can you go to your Mayhem, too? Do you have that in the Mayhem shop, too? Do you still have mats in here? Plus, you have the amulets and stuff, too. No, okay, so you did clear out the mats in here. Yeah, so I know what we're doing with you. Don't touch that Phantom shop, unless there's something. Don't, if you can. You don't have to listen to me, all right? Remember, you can do whatever the hell you want. Yeah. But if you really want to push your account forward these next 2 weeks, we can really make some progress if you capitalize on all those resources. That's all I'm saying. As a matter of fact, I would go buy them on the Shadow Hunter right now, and you could probably do it this week if you had the gold. But anyways, that's fine. Click out of that. So what I'm saying is we're going to push your one character to 1580 because we want to get you that akkan shop. And the reason we want to actually go back into that, I apologize, I'm a dumbass. We want to get you that akkan shop, and the reason is because we want to get you those books. Those books are applicable to your alts right now, right?
Oh yeah, these are quite useful.
Yes, so that's our next goal. But first, these next 2 weeks, what are you doing? Week 3, chaos farming like a motherfucker. Get that Shadow Hunter up. By week 4, get the last of your characters, which will be the Slayer and the Paladin up. But the Paladin, we're probably going to basically use the whole Phantom shop to get the Paladin caught up. That's kind of what it's looking like, is he's going to be the one who gets all those resources. And then we're going to do 5, 6. Week 5, 6, we're going to be pushing the Destroyer for 1580. All right. So that means in 4 weeks, if you listen to me, we can get your Destroyer to 1580. And I know that's a long time away. It is. But we might be able to do it sooner if we stick to the plan. Okay?
Yeah.
With the event and everything else, I'm not accounting for a shit ton of materials that we could probably get. Did you do your Throne Spire and did you do your Tier 3 tower?
I did tier 3 tower on Destroyer till like 1540.
Did you do your Throne Spire?
I did also Throne Spire, I think.
Can we go check it? Did you do your Chaos Rift? Do you remember the South Vern Chaos? Actually, that's irrelevant
Yeah,
to you.
I did it. Yeah.
Okay. It's also irrelevant to you now that I say it out loud. So yeah, that's the plan. Stick to that plan. Do you know what you're doing over the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, I know.
Could you repeat it to me?
So I want to get the rest of my roster to 1540.
What's next week specifically? What's week 3 though?
And mainly getting as much silver as possible.
Grind. Farm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did do all of this.
Yeah.
Okay, can you go to your tower, your Tier 3 tower?
Are
you on the Destroyer right now?
No, this is Gunlancer.
Oh, but see, they can all use these mats too.
Yeah.
Ooh, bro. Okay, you have potential.
So this can be quite some mats. Yeah.
Yep. You have a lot of potential right now. I'm not gonna lie, especially because you're short on honor shards. And that's really what the tower is giving you. The Paladin's gonna have the hard time getting through that because I did it with the Paladin and it's fucking miserable. But okay. So no, all right. And what's your week 4 goals? By the end of in 2 weeks, what do we want to have?
And then I guess
go back to your
push,
character select screen. Yep, that. So go ahead.
Yeah,
You're not pushing the Destroyer until week 5.
Yeah.
He's sitting. Please keep him at 60. Please don't get tempted to just tap him. Because then you're using the resources that you technically need for these other characters. And since gold is one of those resources, it's going to hurt you more than help you. Because you're not getting anything for it.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a better idea to get 1540s anyway, to get into groups better, and to start doing...
getting ancient jewelry. Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, endgame. Okay.
Like that was...
Can you flash your secondary roster too, real quick? I just want to
sure.
see. Yeah, because you could get them to 90 easily too. So I would try to get a couple of them to 90. The 75 and the 82 you could easily do. As for the 67, maybe take your time with him.
Yeah, I was holding second roster a lot actually as well, but they are waiting for shards.
Yep, that's fair. Well, you have a lot of shards in that Phantom shop. That's why I'm saying you could get a lot out of this, but we'll play that by nature. We'll talk. I actually, like I said, I think you should use it on the Shadow Hunter, get the Shadow Hunter up, then boom, use it on the Slayer, get the Slayer up by week 4. Do that, get your main 6 banged out. Use all the other bound materials like the Great Honors and stuff on the Paladin. Okay, so goal next week is grind. Silver, just grind. Literally grind, don't spend. Maybe get the Shadow Hunter to 1540 because it's totally possible for you. And then by week 4, we're going to have your Slayer and your Paladin there too. Your whole 6 roster in the next 2 weeks. Do you believe we can do that?
Yeah, I think it's quite doable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll in 2 weeks we'll remake more goals, okay?
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. You know what you're doing? You have no questions, concerns, nothing?
I guess from the top of my mind, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. I know I rushed it today. But 1, I didn't want to do another hour or 2 hour video. But 2, I really do have a lot to do, and I have an hour and a half until I gotta leave for work. I don't even have an hour and a half because I have to drive to work. I have an hour, so I have to go figure out whatever the fuck I can possibly bang out in an hour. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's alright. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end the recording. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's another Evolving Mental Moment. Thank you, Wilden, obviously, for doing this with me. This will be a continuation series. We'll be setting it up every 2 weeks. This is his week 3, 4 goals. This is what he's accomplished in week 1 and 2. I'll link the video. You guys can check out the first version of it and see how much progress he's actually made in week 1 and 2. And I'll catch you guys later.